Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of the Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 9, Episode 8, Stirring the Pot Over Drinks. Okay? So, I am glossy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Anyway, so if you are new here, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm giving you reviews on your favorite TV shows, reality shows, movies, whatever y'all want me to review. So sit back and relax. Now, if you are returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and we will begin. Alrighty. So, the episode ended where Marquez come up saying, "I'm the baby. I'm the pappy, jingling, 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 jingling. Now, shout out to life. I'm the pappy. I'm the pappy." Because Ken was making a speech and he didn't include Marquez's name in this speech. He shouted out all the dads that's in his children's life. So he was really shady. But he didn't shout out, Marquez. So he came up and said, "I'm the pappy. I'm the pappy." So then Ken in the confessional talking about, "You don't come to my crib thinking you own the place. It's my family too. You need to be respectful." Well, Ken, you needed to be respectful too, and at least include his name in the speech, okay? In the speech, okay? You ain't got to include nothing else. You could at least include his name. This is our kids, me, Trisha, and Marquez, and then that's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. You could have just put his name out there, okay? So you was being shady. So he had to come and tell him that he was the pappy. Okay, because everybody thinking that you the pappy. And you are the pappy. You the step pappy. Okay? He the biological pappy. Okay? Okay. All right. So then Trisha was like, "He better be lucky I ain't slap him." And Ken was like, "Just chill. Just chill." "Yeah, Latricia, just chill. Okay? Just chill. You ain't slapping nobody. Okay? You ain't slapping nobody." So then they flash to the cast table. So everybody just conveniently leave the table. Leave the table, including Kimmy. Leave the table for Maurice and Nell to be there. Okay? So the producer said, y'all got to come on out here so they can talk. Okay, that's what I say. So then Mel says, "I had some." Stop. I got love hate with Mel. I love her sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes she get on my nerve. Okay, but I love. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I had some conversations with the friend group. Okay, so Mel was telling him she had conversations with the friend group regarding his DUI. Okay, so he was talking. She was talking about him behind her back. But behind his back. And so Mel was like, "I thought it was embarrassing. I thought it was irresponsible, and I thought it was disappointing that your response after could have been more appropriate." And his response after was the next day after he got arrested for a DUI, and he got released. He was in the club again the next day popping bottles, and then they talking about free Reese, free Reese, free Reese. Okay, that's what her response. That's what the response she talking about. And she said, it could have been better. And she said that you are the most level-headed amongst all of us. And so Maurice was like, yeah, the one who makes decisions on things he actually knows. And so, and then Melody was like, well, I lost my grandmother to a drunk driver. And so Maurice was like, well, did you know what happened? Do you know what happens? And she was like, tell me. You were there. And she said, and Maurice was like, yeah, I was the only one there. And so Melody was like, there wasn't a deputy there and everything like that. He was like, no, they came later, but I was the only one there. And she said, and so yeah, he said I was the only one there. Then Melody was like, well, your tone is very defensive right now. And so Maurice was like, well, you started this conversation. You can't, right, expect my tone to be anything less. So, Mel again says, I feel like the next day you could have had a different response. Next to being in the club, popping bottles, saying free Reese. So then Maurice was like, well, I'm not going to let your opinions dictate my life. And Maurice also said, you're projecting your grandmother's death onto me. And so she was like, no, I'm not. And so, and he said, you attack my character to my face and behind my back. And Maurice was like, in the confessional though, he said that she speaks of being peaceful, but yet a lot of negativity comes out her mouth. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But I also agree that, your response was not well, I'm with her on that. That response was very disappointing and embarrassing. Okay, I agree with that too. But I do agree that Melody speaks of peace, being peaceful and everything like that. But then she's still messy. That's what I say. So then everybody come back to the table and they go back and forth. Mel and Martell just go back and forth between, and Kimmy up in the middle of it. And Destiny was like, Kimmy probably is not gonna say anything, because if you say anything against Mel, then it ain't it's nothing going to change. And I agree with that too. It is what it is. So then Marquez come to the table, to the cast table, right? He introduced himself as the biological father of these beautiful kids. Xavier is in the cut, lurking around, making sure his daddy don't make a fool out of himself. And so, Marquez coming, trying to play the victim. Like he didn't leave his kids, okay? Trying to make it play the victim, like, I'm emotional and I want to be transparent. And so he was like, how you have a relationship with somebody who triggers you and all that other stuff. And I think Destiny or somebody said you shouldn't let them trigger you. And so then Polo Xavier, he was like, let me retrieve my daddy. Let me retrieve my daddy now, because he making a fool out of you, me, and him. Okay, let's go. So he said, come on, daddy, come on, let go. Let go over here. Let go over here. Because, you giving me.
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah. So come on over here, daddy. Come on over here. And so he was just like, oh, here I come. So he said, what you doing over there? Xavier's like, what you doing over there? He was like, what? I just talking. He was like, why don't you relax? You talking too much. You talking too much. You talking too much, Daddy. Daddy. You talking too much. Okay? Sit your ass down somewhere. He ain't gonna say that, but sit your ass down somewhere, okay? Okay. So he was like, all right, man, all right. So then Ken comes and retrieves Marquez to talk to him man to man. Okay, I'm talking to him man to man. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. Okay. All right. So he over there. So Ken was like, we didn't get off to a good start. I don't like feeling awkward around you or around each other. You know, we need to, get some kind of conversation going, basically. Marquez said, well, you good, bro. You good. You got the girl. You got the house. You got the kids, my kids. You got everything. He said, you good. Marquez, you had the house, you had the girls, and you had your kids, and you left. So, Ken stepped in, and he got the girl, he got the kids, and he got the house. You left. You left. You abandoned ship. You abandoned ship. And he came in and he took up where you left off. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is. I don't. I really don't. So, and so Ken was like, my job is support this household, my kids, including yours, put food in this house and pay the bills. So then, oh boy. So then Marquez said, my question to you, can you have kids? Well, when he knock up your wife, you'll know. When he knock up your wife, you'll know. Okay? But if he is taking steroids allegedly, and steroids can make you sterile, that may be a possibility too. But what we do know, he taking care of your kids and another kid daddy, deadbeat daddy too. And he taking your kids out the country. He giving your kid a car. He doing everything that you supposed to be doing. Okay. So if he can or if he can't, if he knock up your wife, then he can have kids. If he don't, he don't. But what is the truth is that he taking care of your kids. That's the bottom line. And your kid, your oldest kid, say that his mama ain't smiled in a long time. Until she met Ken. Okay? So he thinks that Ken is bringing out her smiles, okay? And your youngest is calling him daddy and taking and so he going to the daddy daughter dances. Catch them teas, okay? So he doing something. You can raise children that are not biologically yours and love them just the same. I've done it. I've witnessed it. And I'm currently doing it. Okay? And love them just the same. Okay? So So he's like, I think you overcompensating because you can't have kids. If he is or if he isn't, he taking care of yours. So Ken said, as a man, I have obligations and I have duties to take care of this house. That he don't care what the situation is. I agree. That first of all, that right. Okay, yes. 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 That is what a man's supposed to do. Period. Um, what else I got here? Um, so then Marquez was like, when I was how I was raised. Um, a man has to talk to the father of his kids. I'm 53 years old, so I'm way older than you. I ain't never heard of that a day in my life. Okay? I ain't never heard of that a day in my life. That a man got to talk to the other man's kids. Nah. My stepfather didn't talk to my daddy. He was terrified of my daddy, just like he should be, because my daddy crazy. Okay? He ain't never spoke to my daddy ever in life, probably. Okay? Because my daddy crazy. Okay? And he crazy now. At 75 years old, he's still crazy. Okay? So, no, he never talked to my daddy. Nope. My daddy still carry a gun everywhere he go. He ain't talking about daddy, okay? So I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where you got that from. But Ken said you got to be present though anyway. To even have a conversation, you got to be there first. Okay? You got to have a conversation. So, and then Ken in the confessional said that it's hard to accommodate people who don't do their job. And so when you try to, you try to do their job and your job, and then they get mad when you take all the credit. And I always think about this as McDonald's. Okay, Ken working on fries, Marquez working on burgers. So Marquez calling out every 5 minutes. He up in Atlanta. He popping bottles in clubs and stuff like that. He always calling out. So they got to put Ken on fries and burgers because Marquez is nowhere to be found. He keep calling out. So then he probably gonna lose his job. But then they still keep him around. But then when Ken becomes employee of the month, Marquez mad because and employee of the month means that he going to this daddy daughter dance and stuff like that. Yeah. Then Marquez mad because he not employee of the month. Okay. Well, you got to be there to be the employee of the month. Then he get the supervisor. That's Tricia. Okay, now if Marquez was there, he could have got Tricia. He could have kept Tricia, but no. So he got Tricia and employee of the month. It is what it is. You got to be there, okay? To even compete, you got to be there. Oh boy! So Tricia walks up. When Ken talks about Tricia losing her mama, her dad, and her sister. And so, and him and Marquez just running off leaving. Marquez was like, I wasn't there for you. I wasn't there for you. And Tricia was like, no, you weren't there for me. You weren't there for me. Then he said, I saw your mama, your sister, and your daddy in their grave. What? And so everybody looking everybody looking at them talking about, Latricia losing her parents and all that. So then Latricia get loud, and poor little Ken's mama and the sister just looking like, I don't know what's going on. So Trisha get loud, she get mad, and so she blurts out that she had her divorce paper notarized. And so Ken was like, just go over there. He telling Latricia, just go over there. You making too much of a scene. You making too much of a scene. And so yeah. So Marquez was like, yeah, Trisha, you go over there. You need to go to the gym. You need to work out that energy in the gym. You poking the bear. You poking the bear, Marquez. Well, Latricia sit down at the table, and she was just like, his voice elevated, so my voice elevated too. Why you explaining this mess? You went over there and acted a fool. Destiny said, your voice don't have to elevate. You don't have to, be triggered. Maurice was like, ain't this a celebration for the kids? Why y'all over there arguing? And then Mel was like, well, Trisha, I think you still in love with Marquez. Okay, so he wouldn't be treating you like that. And I totally agree with that, Mel. I totally agree with that. I think she's still in love with him. And thank God she didn't go ahead and get engaged to, well, she engaged to him, but marry Ken, because she got to get over Marquez, or it's gonna be a hot mess in that relationship. But anyway, so that was over, and then Tisha, Kimmy, and Trisha meet up. Kimmy said Latricia was in rare form at her the graduation party. Tisha was like, can we do it over? And she was like, no. And then Kimmy said Marquez was a little chatty. Yes, he was a little chatty and emotional and everything like that. Trisha said he's attention seeking, and he is sensitive and emotional. And you could tell. You could tell. And Trisha was like, I was really gonna slap him, and I was gonna slap Mel, I guess, for making that comment about her being in love with Marquez, still in love with Marquez, because I didn't see that, and I didn't hear that, but that's what they said at when they went to lunch or whatever, that she was gonna slap Marquez and Melody. All right, whatever. I don't think you said that to Melody, but I don't know. So then Trisha proceeds to tell them that Mel also grilled her about Martell and what house that she go to, and what was the driveway look like, and was it long, was it, and da-da-da. And so then she grilled her about Maurice's accident, because apparently they were all together, like Latricia and Ken, and they said Kimmy was there too. So I don't know why she was looking for him in his office when she was partying with him too. That's what they said. I don't know. And if he got arrested with red lipstick, it could have been Kimmy's. But this is all confusing to me. This is all confusing to me. So I don't know if Kimmy was there, but that's what I heard, that Kimmy was there too. But Latricia and Ken was there. And Melody was like, why you let him drive drunk? And she was just like, I didn't think he was drunk, She said he ain't look drunk to me. And so if Kimmy was there, why didn't they ride together? I'm just really confused about that. Anyway. So So Kimmy was like, well, she talked to me first, and I don't remember any comment on the red lipstick. And Tisha was like, well, maybe she didn't want the Baltimore Kimmy to come out. I don't know what the Baltimore Kimmy is, but she didn't want the Baltimore Kimmy to come out, okay? Because I guess the Bessemer Tisha can't handle the Baltimore Kimmy. I don't know. Um, and she said, well, I would have handled it better if it was coming from her. And it was basically a concern of hers, but apparently she didn't say anything. And then Kimmy said, Mel's plight in life is to find out that everybody else is cheating. Well, Kimmy, according to Martell and some lady that he interviewed, your man is cheating, okay? It is what it is, okay? So Kimmy has to have a talk with Mel. So Nell and Chris are fencing. Nell beats Chris because she's been fencing for quite a few years. She told her son that she didn't want a 30th anniversary party. And he told Chris. Chris tells Nell, why you don't want a 30th anniversary. She was like, because the youngest son has been in and out of jail, and she has been bailing him out every time he goes to jail, and that's getting a little expensive. So apparently Nell is the main breadwinner in the house. I guess that daycare is funding that house, and Chris's his real estate business is supplementing the income, but apparently the main breadwinner is Nell. Hey, go for it, girl. And so she was like, that costs a lot of money, and she was like, I want to do it big, for my 30th anniversary, and I can't do it. And so she was just like, so I didn't want to have my 30th anniversary. Well, circumstances are beyond your control, but you should at least do something, and that way you can say, I didn't do it up big because of this, but your 35th anniversary, you can do it up big, or whatever. It is what it is. My 50th, and I think your 50th too, because I think we're the same age, was in COVID. And I had a cruise plan, a week cruise plan for my 50th birthday, and that didn't work out. So I had a house party, and I still couldn't invite everybody because it was COVID. So it is what it is. I just had to do it on 55 or 60. It's fine. It's fine. You get memories. So yeah. So then she was talking about how she has been grieving her mama, and I feel for you. I have not lost my mama. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God. But I feel for you that you're grieving the loss of your mom. She said, I think it was, she died a couple years ago, and so she's been grieving since then. And then and so Chris was like, well, let's go to the gravesite, and she was like, I'm not ready. And so then she just pulls the mic off, and she was just like, I'm tired of looking stupid, I'm tired of crying, and I'm tired of grieving, and she walked off. Tricia and Marquez meet up. Kids didn't want to come because kids tired of both of them. And they go back and forth because I'm tired of even going back and forth with them because it's stupid. To sum it up, Marquez trying to move back to Huntsville to get on Love and Marriage Huntsville so he can just be whiny and stupid like he is. Okay? That's probably what it is. Okay, that's the end of it. Kimmy meets up with Mel. Kimmy tells Mel that and Trisha and Tisha came back to her saying about your line of questioning and the arrest, and did he have lipstick on? So Mel said, well, it was on the internet, so I asked the question. And so Kimmy said the arrest itself was on the internet, and that was public info. But the lipstick comment was kind of out of pocket. You didn't think of any of those things when you talked to me, you know. You didn't say it was concern. It was a concern, and that the concern is that where he could have been, or where he or where he came from. That was the concern. Then Melody said, well, I don't care to have this conversation with you, to be honest. I said, ooh, okay. Okay. All right then. And Kimmy said, I'm asking you a direct question, and it deserves an answer. And Mel was like, well, listen, you already have my opinion because they already told you. Well, Kimmy said, well, the implications regarding my husband needs to be addressed. And your cavalier attitude makes me feel like it was intentional. And so Mel was like, well, what? She said, well, I'm not answering that, basically. Okay. They go back and forth because they... So, whatever the case may be, Mel said, I heard you. Your feelings matter, and nobody else is going to tell you that Mel had concerns or any questions about Maurice and his mugshot and his DUI. Because they go back and forth, and Mel ain't trying to answer no questions, okay? And Kimmy, as intelligent as she is sounding and everything like that, is not going to get nothing out of Mel. So, that's where it ended, okay? So, give me a thumbs up. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll meet you in the next video. Peace.